Bank.
Yep.
Who was the columnist who said inquiring minds want to know? Is that a local person?
I can't remember.
Gary in Mendota Heights wants to know, does the Cleveland center field drummer guy retire? I haven't heard him in ages.
Yeah, I don't know if the Guardian can use a center field drummer anymore. What would you do? You'd have to play horns, I guess, out there in center field. I didn't realize that they had a little gimmick there as to come up with Guardians because of those big mammoth statues.
Guardians of Traffic.
Statues, the Guardians of Traffic. But
why are you sitting over there so I can't see you?
I don't know. I'm afraid of that Delta variant.
Here, I'll go
I
like
guess.
this. I'll come over here.
But they basically wanted to keep the same script. You can see. I mean, you were telling me that the other day. It's this. You
were telling me.
You throw out the chief, and it's basically the throw out Chief Wahoo, and it's basically the same logo, except it's hard not to make fun of it. That's for sure.
Ronan Farrow?
What?
I Googled the columnist who came up with Inquiring Minds Want to Know.
Ronan Farrow? I don't even know who that is.
Oh, it's an ancient saying. It was an old Bill Deal type thing.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Bill.
Yeah.
Bill, when he was the movie and entertainment columnist for the Pioneer Press, as well as a big celebrity on WDGY, and then The Big Neighbor. That's right.
All you scribes who rushed to give Ricky Fowler a little ink after day one, he never did a thing, did he?
I went out there on Friday. I had to go out there and said, I'm going to go see Ricky. So I, first of all, was the only male person out there wearing jeans. Mm-hmm. And it was steamy.
Yep. Guy might have worn shorts on a day like that.
And down there by the first hole, is jammed up against the driving range, and there were 2,500 people down there because they wanted to see Ricky. A lot of young women there saying, "Is that Ricky?" And the guy with them would say, "No, that's Sergio Garcia," or something like that. They were they weren't there to see Ricky, even though they didn't know who Ricky was. But I lasted 3 holes, and it was insufferable. But there was a big crowd following him. But the golf course looked fairly deserted because nobody could walk it. Mm-hmm. It was too hot to go and walk people. So they had a lot of people up on the top, and they had a lot of people trying to follow Fowler and Dustin Johnson. They had 2 feature groups. But I think by the back 9, everybody petered out, man. You couldn't follow them all the way around. It was too damn hot. But I was very proud of a golf course that I thought had no chance to be a test for the PGA boys. On Saturday when the wind blew.
18 was the hardest par 5 on the PGA Tour.
And when the wind, they put a tee box up on top of the hill there to make it a longer tee shot. And then they increased the pond by 50 yards. So they all those ponds up there are homemade. So they've increased it 50 yards. So now the carry's like 240 instead of 190. When the seniors played it, they were just putting for eagle half the time. But you threw a little wind in their face, and the fellas didn't know what to do. It's not often anymore you see a hole where they're hitting a shot where they can't get there. You know what I'm saying? They're paying distance generally does not come into play, but they didn't know what else to do, so they tried to get there. But if the ball got up in the wind, whoosh, 28 balls in the drink, including guys down there with their shoes off. And I think, wasn't the number for the week 120?
125.
Yeah, 125 balls in the
I thought Cameron Champ showed his medal surviving 18.
But he didn't. If he was his caddy, should have when he asked for the driver on 18, the
Right.
caddy should have said, "No, I'm not giving it to
Right.
you. Here, hit this 3-iron.
Right.
That'll be fine." Because he got himself in a
He
mess.
was-
He got himself in a mess. He had because he was obviously terrified that he'd hit it too far and have it roll in the water. So then he hits it way left because if you're not gonna hit it short of the water, then you got to hit it way left, and he hits it over there in the high weeds behind all those trees over there. Some of the few trees on the golf course. And, he had the potential to make 8 when he was, after he hit his 2, basically layups.
Yeah.
And then he hit a hell of a shot in there close to
So
make
you
5.
won it with a bogey, didn't he?
Won it with a par.
Oh, he did get
That's
the
a par
par. That's
5,
right.
yeah,
That's
he
right.
hit that 4th shot he hit was fantastic.
He stuck it. Yeah.
Yeah, he hit it down in there, but that was golf right there, man.
Was the
Yeah.
tournament as a whole, Pat, viewed as a success?
Oh yeah, CBS loved it.
Okay.
Because they loved 18 because of Saturday. Now we don't get the A team; we get the B squad
Sure.
as far as the commentator and the play-by-play guy. They don't send their A team, but
Well, I think Sir Nick Faldo was playing in the British Senior Open.
yeah, probably.
Yeah.
And,
Clarkie had a nice run in that Open.
yes, he did.
Yeah.
The
I never
guy
heard of the
won,
guy who
I
won
never,
it.
Never heard it either.
He's
I
from
see-
Wales.
I see Lehman was like 18th or something, and
Well, I
Lumpy,
have it right
Lumpy
here.
was 35th, something like that. Yeah, I don't know what the guy's name was. Where were they playing?
I'm going to tell you, I got it right here, I think. If your paper has it.
Yeah, we got her in there.
You got her.
If you got good enough specs.
Sunningdale.
Sunnydale. Okay.
Stephen Dodd from Wales won it
Never
by
heard
a
of him.
shot over Miguel Angel Jimenez. And Darren Clark was 2 shots off the lead.
Hollis came out okay, but there was a moment there on Saturday afternoon after Ricky disappeared and a couple other guys, and the leaderboard could have been a Corn Ferry tournament there for there was about 8 guys up there, and you're saying, oh.
Okay. I'm glad you mentioned Corn Ferry. What is Corn Ferry?
They are agents for coaches and stuff like that. PJ probably has a, but then they market these guys too. They're marketing, but they're also agents, and they also, like, if you want to hire a new coach, and you hire the Corn Ferry agency, and then they tell you who's available. So you don't have to say, I went and talked. You don't have to talk to a coach to see if he wants to change jobs without, who doesn't want to have.
You basically get to do this anonymously.
He doesn't want to have
Right.
his school know that he's looking, right? So Corn Ferry is the
middleman.
communicates and says, yeah, you can hire a PJ.
All right, it's a 2-part question.
Yeah.
That's the high minor leagues of golf, Corn Ferry.
That's the old Nike. And
I was
then
gonna
it
say,
was
what
the Holden
preceded it?
originally.
What
Then it
preceded
was
it?
the Nike. Then it was
No, I'm not thinking Nike.
guaranteed something, wasn't it? It was.
Maybe it was the Nike tour.
It was the Nike tour at one time. Yes, tour. That's
It's a tour.
You
It was a
mentioned
Did you
uh,
pronounce that properly, please?
tour. Oh, you didn't pronounce
I
it.
said, could you pronounce
Yeah,
that?
tour.
you mentioned the CBS and the A crew, and it reminded me of one of my favorite sound bites relating to golf that I cataloged a couple of years ago, including Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods, you suck. God.
I don't think he's pleased.
Vern Lundquist is the best.
What did he say? outside
When
of
Tiger's
suck?
like, you suck, and then Vern goes, I don't think he's pleased.
Yes, right. Yeah, well, that's the trouble with microphones out there on the golf course. Now, the new generation, you don't hear that too often. They're all trained to not.
Well, I read that Champ is now the second winningest African American golfer behind Tiger. His mom's white and his dad's black.
Yes.
He's only won, 3 or 4 times. Tiger's won.
3. He's won 3. Did
Tiger's
Charlie
won 90
Sifford? Charlie
times.
Sifford, I think, only won once.
Yeah. What about
Lee
Calvin
Estes?
Pete?
I would have thought Lee Estes would have won. Yeah, Calvin Pete had to win more than 3, didn't he?
I think so.
I don't know. Didn't he win the Players once when it was something
believe he
else
did.
early in?
He had the gimpy arm, remember?
Yes, yeah. He had a naturally straight elbow. He
Right.
had the naturally. He was doing what DeChambeau does.
Yeah. Before DeChambeau.
Before DeChambeau, because he couldn't do anything else.
Now, he can't be in the Olympics, and neither can Rahm because they tested positive.
And apparently they have some testing over there, man. You get a positive, you're gone, even if it might be a false positive.
Right.
They just get rid of you.
I can't get into it.
Rahm has got, well, is there anything stupider than Olympic golf?
No.
It's idiotic. Who cares? I mean,
They had it 100 years ago, and then it returned in Venezuela in 2016. And
Brazil,
now it's,
but same.
So you don't think the
Brazil.
Jamaican golf team has a shot to win the gold medal?
No, but it's just, who cares? I mean, it's not as big an event as the next week you have a world golf event at Memphis that's going to have a better field, for God's sake. Who cares? And this whole I'm representing my country horse crap. That none of them, I want to stand up there and hear the anthem. God, if you want to hear an anthem, go to the ball game. They won't stop playing the damn thing. It's every game.
I have your answer, by the way. Professional golfer Calvin Peete was the most successful African American to have played on the PGA Tour with 12 wins prior to the emergence of
what's
Tiger
this
Woods.
BS I heard about Cameron Champ?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe in modern times or something.
Calvin isn't that old.
I said about Cameron Champ.
How old is Calvin Peete? Should tell you that.
Might be dead.
I will look it up. Hang tight here.
Yeah. You said about what?
I said about Cameron Champ. Golf is so white, even the black guys are white, basically.
We lost Calvin in April of 2015.
Really?
Yeah.
How old was he?
He was 71 years old when he passed
damn.
away.
Lee Elder was the first black guy to play in the Masters. He won a few times, I think. Lee Elder, L-E-E-L-D.
Calvin, his best results in a major were he finished third in the PGA in 82, fourth in the U.S. Open in 83, and 11th in the Masters in 86.
Did he win a Players' Championship?
No, it does not.
Did not.
Nope.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, anyway, the golf course held up, and they, for that week, it wasn't a real easy week to get people. Did you watch
They had
Friday?
a good field, but Dustin didn't even make the cut.
Yeah. Did you see Friday?
Yeah.
Do you think Dustin hit the ball in the water on purpose so he wouldn't make birdie and so he could go home? Go home to Paulina.
Can't blame him.
We haven't gotten done. Dustin's been here 2 years in a row. Last year he shot 78 and said he had a bad back.
Right.
And then about 2 weeks later he was 80 under at some place. And then this time it's like, Dustin, you have no chance to win. B, you're very much in danger of making the cut and having to stick around.
Stay in 96-degree heat.
He played awful.
Well, why does he show up then?
I know, because Hollis begs and pleads with him to get him to show up so he can sell some stuff. I guess. I don't know, but I think we might have seen the last of him. You know who owes him one, though? Morikawa owes him one because he gave Morikawa that, exemption that first year.
Oh, yeah?
2019, before he was not Ellen, kind of a coming out party for him. And that year, his three young guys that he issued invites to were Wolf, Hovland, and Morikawa.
Oh, they all owe him then.
Yes.
Well, Wolf was here this weekend.
Wolf's been back, and Hovland's been Hovland and
wasn't here.
Morikawa have not been back. They're in greats. Matthew Wolf won the big check though.
He won it in 2019.
So he's obviously easier to come back, but it was okay. It was pretty good.
Are we still figuring the Twins are mathematically alive?
For what?
I don't.
Losing 100.
You can't catch. You're right. They're not going to catch Detroit.
Was it a week ago that Bally Sports North said they only
They
had to
had the
go
formula.
63 and 10 or whatever it was
They had a formula.
You know what's going to be interesting? This will be must-see TV. The pregame show Friday from St. Louis, after they've gotten rid of Taylor Rogers, Barrios, and anybody else that
Pineda.
they can trade, Pineda, they're trying to spin it for us that this does not mean the Twins have given up on this year or next year. This does not mean. I don't know. Judd and I were talking today. Do we have to start second guessing the geniuses, the young geniuses?
I think that's fair.
Because they got
Well, here,
they
Falcon-
tried to lowball Barrios and then they took Barrios to arbitration. They got him mad at him, so he's not. And when they were signing Kepler and Polanco, he would have taken a deal. They didn't give him one that he thought was fair. Then they took him to arbitration, so he don't like him. Buxton, I can't blame him for the Buxton situation. You can't pay a guy who has started 37% of the games since the start of the 2008 season. 18 season. You can't pay him. But I don't blame them for that one, but I blame them for Barrios for getting themselves in a predicament that they got to trade
Well, what
him.
will happen with Buxton then?
They'll trade him, but not till winter, I don't think. He's going to have to they might not be trading him at this time next year because he's got to play before you can get anything for him. I mean,
Right now, he's worth nothing.
Somebody's got to see him on the field. I mean, he broke a finger.
Yep.
Put a cast on it. Let's go.
Well,
What do you do with the Faribault Lakers? You take that finger
Yep.
and that finger, you tape them together.
I saw a
and
guy
you say,
hitting with his ring finger and his pinky sticking off the end of the bat.
Yes,
Let's go.
Get up there and swing, for God's sakes. How long is he going to miss with this?
Well, I
Joe,
heard
he missed 37 games with a sore hip. Mm-hmm. A sore hip. Mm-hmm. What were we? By the way,
Baseball has allowed this mentality to exist, though.
Yes, it is.
It doesn't exist in the NHL.
My standard, which is, are you good enough to play, no longer applies.
That's right.
You know, can you play?
Can you play?
You think
well,
you
yeah,
can
my
play?
finger's broken, but if you put a popsicle stick there and tape it, I can play.
Yeah, maybe not today, but a week from now.
Yeah.
I can go play.
I did love
and
though.
your hip doesn't feel good. Well, okay.
So what?
We'll get you a
My hip doesn't feel
massagist.
good either.
Yeah,
I did love that Nelson Cruz hit a home run in his first at bat with Tampa. That was great.
Second at bat.
Then he
Oh,
went
that was
0
his second.
then
Okay,
he
I'm
went
sorry.
0 for 5 the
But
next
then
day.
he hit one yesterday too. So
I'm rooting for the Rays, man. I want Nelly to get a ring. That'd be cool.
yeah,
Has he ever had one?
He came close. Remember, he dropped the fly ball
Yeah, did he win
in
one?
Texas when they lost to the
been
Cardinals.
in Seattle, Baltimore, and he was in Texas. I don't think he's won one.
No, well, I was just saying. Remember, the Rangers were going to win. He was playing right field because they were in the National League Park, and the ball was hit to him for the last out, and he dropped it.
Well,
Yeah.
no, he
What
did not drop it. He let it get over his head.
What team has he
stood
had the
in his
longest
tracks
tenure
and-
with?
Probably Texas.
Texas, yeah, probably Texas.
Because
Yeah,
for
so
a
he
guy
has
with
long-
such a great reputation, why does he keep moving around?
Well, God, he got to be late 30s. It's hard to, get. He was out looking for but he said all the right stuff, right? Mm-hmm. But you got to know he's so damn happy to be out of here and go somewhere where he's got a chance. Yeah. Even playing in that lousy park. Plus, he's sick of answering the questions for why is Sano so horse crap?
Right.
They keep asking him, and then they keep saying the help he's been to Sano. And I think the help he gave to Sano was, I give up.
Yeah.
I can't help you because you don't want to be helped.
What's his future?
Well, right now,
You're
he's
seeing
going
it.
to be their four-hitter.
Jeez.
Right now, he's going to be their
Who's in
four-hitter.
town tonight? Detroit?
Detroit. Yep.
Again, how often can you play Detroit in one month, man?
Here's how rotten the current state of the Twins is when Joe Madden says, "Hey, Ohtani, I know you were supposed to pitch today, but let's just move you back to tomorrow."
The reason for that is they're playing Colorado in Anaheim tonight, and we'll get an extra 10,000 people because he starts. So
Okay.
that's why he didn't pitch Sunday. That was strictly a business decision.
Well,
He had a home run in this series. didn't
Yes,
he?
he did, and it was a missile.
He had
Reeves, tell old Pat about your experience yesterday.
Well, Pat, I had spent a vast majority of the weekend down at the old Rice County Fairgrounds. It's the Faribault Lakers' big fundraiser when we sell beer in the grandstand.
Oh, okay.
So we make our big chunk of money during that time, and I thought it'd be a really good idea to buy a couple of tickets and, based on your information from last week, buy a couple of tickets and take the boys to the Shohei Ohtani game yesterday.
Okay.
And then I completely forgot that I had purchased the tickets until this morning when I got an email from StubHub saying, "How was the game?" I went, "Oh crap! I forgot I bought tickets
How
for the
much
game."
did they cost you?
Actually, it wasn't bad. I remember looking, and I bought 3 for me and the boys in the lowered bowl, and I think I only spent $18 a piece on them.
Isn't that something?
I know.
It's
I
a
thought that
premium
was
game too.
Yeah,
That's cheap.
Oh yeah, it is cheap. But you forgot you had tickets.
totally
huh?
forgot I had them.
Mm-hmm.
That'll happen on your Rice County Fair weekends.
The Lakers don't play on Rice
Well,
County
we played
Fair?
a day game on Saturday against the Fighting St. Benedict Saints, but we run the stand at night for the grandstand events.
So I took the wife out to Cologne yesterday.
Oh, I saw your
She's
tweet.
been wanting to go to a game, and I said, okay. She wanted to go to St. Patrick because she'd heard about it, and I said, that's okay. But
You had just been there, though.
I said we should go to Cologne and have cheese curds.
Oh, the best cheese curds in town.
Made by Craig
Pexa.
Pexa.
Yep.
Well, we get to Cologne. It's Glad Days in Cologne. The down Main Street is basically blocked off for the upcoming parade.
Mm-hmm.
Glad Days is for gladiolas, Joe.
Oh.
Because they got 39 different varieties of gladiolas,
Gladiola, yeah.
and peony. Is there a flower called a peony?
Yes,
or
there is.
something?
Yep.
Yes.
Those two, and they're up at the park if you want to go up and see those.
Boy.
But the feature of the Cologne parade is 27. They were expecting 27 tractors
Wow.
to come in from
that's
the
cool.
farms
Yeah.
near around there. And then
Where is Cologne? Due west?
Just west of me in Carver.
And I think that they whatever high school the kids go to, they got to get the band to show up, right?
Sure.
One of the high school bands, right?
They probably go to Norwood Young America, right?
And they were playing Young America yesterday, but we get there right at 12:30, parked out on the highway. That's a nice thing about Cologne is you can park on a state highway and nobody
That's
cares,
right.
or a county highway. So we're walking back, and Craig is talking furiously on the phone, and I'm going to go down and say hello to him, and he's like this. He gives me the no, stay away. He was calling the umpires to ask him where they were, and they told him, Craig, you never told us that you were playing at 12:30. We thought it was a 2:00 game,
Which is normally the case, yeah.
So he forgot to tell the umpires because of the Glad Days festivities. So, and then while the cheese curds were very good, no sauce.
What?
No sauce today. He didn't. I think with the 12:30 start and Glad Days and everything, didn't have time to make
time.
They have a wonderful sauce.
It's a homemade peppered jelly.
Yes,
It's-
cost you $1 for the
But
sauce,
well
but
worth
they
it.
didn't have any.
I've never had a cheese curd.
What?
Oh, these are light.
Never had one.
These are the
Things
best.
about him isn't some thick coating. It's a nice light coating, which he spent 2 years, improving. And people all around at ballparks all around ask him for the recipe, and he said nope, because he wants his ballpark to be the place you can get those cheese curds.
And it works because both Pat and I have driven out there just for the cheese curds.
Really?
Yeah,
But
they're that
I think the Hollanders were very distracted by by all the activities going on in town because they treated the baseball as if it was a hand grenade. Generous scorekeeping had them at 5 errors when I left. We finally, when they threw behind a runner and the ball got away and they gave an extra base, we weren't even calling.
that doesn't count. Yeah.
These are the same Hollanders that I saw in the state tournament 3 years ago play immaculate
Yes, they did.
in the field. I don't know what happened, but I think the boys were hungover.
You worked the grandstand at the Rice County Fair?
I sure did.
What would the acts be?
Would they have
Thursday night,
auto racing?
Friday
or-
night we had the rodeo.
We had a
Okay.
rodeo.
And then Saturday night we had the tractor pull, or the the truck pull. You know, we had that. And then yesterday we had the demolition derby, baby.
Ooh, they do have a track still.
So
Rice.
demolition derby came up during GL today, and Joe says, "I think I should enter into one of those." And I said, "Joe, no, that would not be
Bad
good
for the
Yeah.
neck.
Yeah.
Bad for the neck. You don't
We
want
got a
that.
guy, Matt. Matt's our GL demo guy. He won the Anoka demo derby.
Oh, really?
The Anoka County Fair.
Yeah, I just don't like the concept.
When you have
to
a
me,
guy-
it's like UFC in cars.
100%,
'cause
yes.
anything goes. It's not good.
But Pat, and we have a fairly large grandstand, standing room only.
Oh, yeah.
All the tickets were sold, baby. Well, there was the one guy, Joe, just to give you a little perspective on why you shouldn't do this.
Yeah.
There was the one guy sitting there, and his wheels are spinning in the mud, and we all went, well, he's toast.
Yep.
Here comes the guy in full reverse with the foot to the floor and rammed this guy T-bone style.
Mm-hmm.
And I went, that one's going to hurt in the morning.
That ain't going to rub out.
No.
I wonder how many in demo derbies around the country, how many we managed to knock off in a year, 3 or 4.
I
probably.
think it's got to happen, you know.
Sometimes you just.
Well, I'm over it now. I've been talked out of it.
You good.
I've been talked out of it.
Changed your stance.
I don't like the neck snapping idea.
No.
Yeah.
No.
like
That is true.
You guys do know what today is, don't you? It's big news in Green Bay where we're having the annual shareholders meeting where all the rubes get into the stands.
They're going to all ask about Aaron. Do they open Wednesday just like we do?
I think so, yeah.
If Aaron's.
But Pelissero, our guy Tommy Pelissero was there, and he's taking photos. And in the stands, you see about 1,000 rubes ready to ask questions for the Packers front office. We own a part of this team.
Okay, puzzle me this. Who's the Viking coach who got fired?
We didn't. Did we fire him? Yes.
We haven't. The team has not confirmed it. It's a report from Courtney Cronin, who's very good at ESPN.com.
He's been told that he can't work because he's not vaxxed.
What's the Viking rule?
Rick Dennis. It's an NFL rule. They all have to be vaccinated.
So
If I work for the Vikings,
Yep.
and not as a player, I have to be vaccinated.
okay, what about the players?
They do not have to be vaccinated, but they're making their lives miserable if they aren't. And they threaten them. If they aren't vaccinated, and then there's an outbreak that the NFL can trace to them, then they can find them. And the worst union in sports.
How
It's
many
unbelievable.
Vikings do you think are not vaccinated?
No idea, but I think they're over 80%.
They're 80% vaccinated.
Yes, yeah. I mean, they're putting so much pressure on them.
But they do have a couple high-profile guys that have said that they are not getting the vaccine.
I don't think they've said they're not getting it. I think they got guys saying they haven't gotten it.
Oh, okay. Because I know Harrison Smith was pretty outspoken saying he is not going to get the
What about
vaccine.
Kirk Cousins?
Up in the air. He said he's not disclosing
he's
his
not
health information.
disclosing his
Well, he's got to tell his
a lot of
superiors.
them. I think Thielen is also.
Thielen,
yeah, they know. They know whether you've been vaccinated or not. They got your medical history. But Thielen has not said either way, right? But I think
correct.
Thielen originally said he hadn't yet been vaccinated.
Correct.
So, but I think anti-vaxxers are morons, but I think they have the right to be morons. You know, if you don't want to be vaccinated, I don't think they should be able to fire you. But the NFL, Joe, playing them games on Sunday are more important than any human rights. You know, and now they've also threatened if they have to cancel a game, or if they have to forfeit a game, they've threatened forfeits. And if they do it, then they can fine the teams incredible amounts of money because they had an outbreak.
Joe, you have a phrase where you call it footbah, meaning that it is just the most popular thing in the history of the world. Case in point, I had the television on and SportsCenter came on, and do you know what they're having on ESPN later this week?
The draft.
You guys are aware of the video game Madden football game that very popular. They are going to have a 60-minute program revealing the player value of each player in the NFL on ESPN. Really?
Yeah, and do we know yet who's on the cover?
No. Well, no, I think wasn't it Patrick Mahomes?
I have no idea.
I can't remember.
No,
it's Brady. It's Tom Brady.
Oh, we went back to Brady.
Yep.
Who is it that's reporting that Rodgers will play for Green Bay?
Who reported that?
Well, I saw it with Florio's site, Pro Football Talk.
They said he's going to show up?
Yeah, that he said he told people in his inner circle that he has plans to play for Green Bay this year.
Wow. Jeez.
Vikings were really looking forward to that not being the case.
That will ruin his image as a hard-headed...
He really didn't have an option because he wasn't sitting out.
So is he going to take the new deal then?
I don't know that.
With even more money?
That I don't know.
Well, he did have an option of not playing.
That's true, but it would be hard to...
In a couple of weeks, they might have traded him. I don't know. Well, you can come in, and the first time you get hit hard, say, I'm really
Oh,
sore.
ow,
I
my
can't
arm."
play. Let Jordan Love play the next 3 games, see how that goes. I don't know. I think the Vikings are better than them, even if Rodgers plays. If they're healthy. I think the Vikings' offseason moves were tremendous.
They did a really good job this offseason.
And they got they got an offensive line now of all high draft choices. So I think they should be pretty good. It's nice that Ziggy, that $200 million a year he's making in a full season ain't enough. He's now charging people to watch practice. Right?
You're kidding.
Yeah. So if you want to get in the stadium for practice, you got
To pay money
At
to
the
go
new
to
facility
training
out
camp.
yeah, you got to pay money to watch practice.
You used to go down to Mankato and bring your own lawn chair.
Yes, that's right.
Sit there watching nothing happen.
That was always the best week when we were living in Mankato, was just seeing the rubes start to flock down there, days before the players would start to report. That was always the best.
Mankato, I was down there the other day. They're doing fine. They had the Northwoods All-Star game.
Oh, did
nice
they?
crowd. Nice crowd. Beautiful. They've done to the stadium. It's turf
That is a neat
now,
park, yeah.
Big video board, the whole deal. And they had the Mavericks, the show band, the Spanish and English. They had them there at their amphitheater Thursday. They're doing okay.
What did they have for a crowd? Decent crowd?
They had their biggest crowd, 3,000 or so, biggest crowd ever
Good.
for a Northwoods League game.
Good.
So we had some terrible news over the weekend, though. Bob Motzko's son getting killed in that car accident. And
I take it he was a passenger.
he was a passenger. The driver was a 51-year-old father of someone who had been at this party, I guess. Mm-hmm. The other kid, they identified the other kid today as, I think, Sam Schooneman, a 24-year-old, went to St. Thomas. And the word on him is he was dating Motzko's daughter, Ella, the last couple of months. So,
Did the 51-year-old survive?
at this point, he's not yet dead. He's in critical condition at North Memorial. But apparently speeding around those back roads off Lake Minnetonka, and somebody told me in a Bentley.
Really?
And was they at very high rates of speed. Lost it, hit some trees.
Alcohol was suspected to be involved.
Whether that was just with the underage kids or the driver, or not. Well, Motzko's kid was. I mean, that they were at a party,
Yeah.
but they weren't driving the 2 kids. I don't know. But if the 51-year-old dad was drinking and driving at that rate of speed in his Bentley or whatever it was, he was nothing good can be said about that. That's for sure. So what a deal. Motzko's really a good guy too. It's terrible. Yeah.
He violated the rule. You don't want to outlive a kid.
No, especially in this circumstance. That's for sure. So they were up at Gull Lake. I saw. Gull Lake is quite the hockey area in the summer. That's where, like, they go up there. They got
Got to go to the lake.
They got all the golf courses. They got their spots up there in the lake. They love to golf, and if the wife doesn't like to golf, she can go into Nisswa and buy moccasins or some damn thing. And
Well, that's when we took the boat tour.
Yep.
We did that on Gull Lake. Joe took us around there. We got to look
John
at all
Allen's
the.
place. We went to Bar Harbor.
Yep.
oh yeah, it's a great. Well, Katie and I were up there for 2 days, and boy, that's amazing what they've done at Grandview and Madden's and some of these the money they pumped into these.
Used to be
products.
fishing only.
Yes, well, golf. The late great Freddie Booz changed the world up there when he saw that fishing was not going to carry it any longer, and they built the Pines. The Pines was the first one of those, and then 20,
What year was that roughly? Do you remember?
Oh God, it's got to be 25 years now, doesn't it, Joe?
At least
Early 90s, yeah, probably 30.
Well, how old is Dutch's place?
Well,
Dutch
resort
built
is
those.
75 years old or 80 years
but
old.
it said the golf was built since then, but the golf's got to be, those courses have got to be over 20 years.
Yeah.
When did Rookie hit the line drive that came back and almost killed all of us, including Dutch?
Yeah.
That has to be 20 years ago, right? Legacy, Legacy's got to be 20 years ago, yeah.
Dutch, thanks for having us.
Dutch
Sorry.
is laying on the ground. Sure glad I had you boys up here.
We were basically opening the golf course.
Yeah.
We could have had you, though, with your sack of balls in a plastic bag.
That was
would've
at
been-
Dutch's place when I
that
rolled
would've
up on
been-
Joe.
That would have been even worse.
He says, what did he say? Hey, we can get you guys on, but you got to be there early in the morning. And yes, I rolled up. Such was hitting him off the practice tee. And he says, Reeves, not a lot of guys bring golf balls in a garbage bag.
Big Ziploc bag with balls from about 1958.
And as I remember, as I was leaving, the bride looks at me. She says, well, you can't take that. I said, oh, this is just to drive Joe nuts.
Yeah,
babe. That's the
I'll
only
tell
reason
you
I'm-
something. I'll tell you something. I have prided myself on not having purchased a golf ball in years.
Yes,
This summer I've had to.
really.
And I'll tell you why.
Everybody picking them up?
I'm afraid of ticks.
Ticks?
Yep. I'm afraid. All my honey spots is tick territory. So I'm afraid to go in there.
Because
I'm
of the
serious.
dryness, is this good for ticks?
I don't
or
know, but
bad?
I'm not taking the chance.
Yeah, I don't like ticks.
So all my good.
I don't say. I've never figured out what purpose they serve.
Well, you said they have
We
no
said
ambition.
They have no ambition.
Yes, right.
I told you one day they were displaying. Scientists had a tick in a piece of some stone, clear stone, and the tick was a billion years old.
Yeah.
It looked identical to today's tick, and I said, "Why do you think that is?" And you said, "No ambition,
That's right. They don't want it. Other
no
things.
marketing, no
Other
nothing."
things have grown extra legs, learn to leave the sea and walk across land. The tick's just the same as when he was riding around on a dinosaur's rear end, just looking exactly like he does now.
I
right?
said, if I get to heaven, that's one question. If you get a question for God, mine's going to be,
What's with the tick?
What was the deal with ticks? What role did they play?
Yes. What?
I can understand an elephant. But what was the tick deal? Nothing but disease.
Boy, they like dogs.
Yeah.
Those ticks, man.
And they don't kill the dogs.
Well, they make them feel bad.
Well, they make you anyway. I've had to buy golf balls, and I'm not happy.
Let Stouty get loose in this field once, and it must have been tick central, man, because I spent, not exactly Mr.
You're not you don't
Take
have the
care.
hands of a surgeon.
No, I must have taken 150 ticks off him and pulling them out of the hair, trying to find them in the skin. Unbelievable.
I think so. You have to inform Pat. What you quit again yesterday, right? You quit golf again yesterday. So this is up to.
You're in your August slump. And
Every year it comes early.
yeah, right.
Yeah. No, I quit Friday.
Yeah.
Oh, but I thought you were gonna
Then I resumed
unquit
yesterday.
Okay, gotcha.
Then I quit after yesterday.
Okay, so you've already quit four or
So
five times this
What
summer.
has occurred that's caused your consternation here? What aren't you doing well? T-ball gone to hell or what?
Serious
Oh.
lefts. Serious lefts.
So you got the draw
No,
instead
it's
of the
not-
slice.
It's way too kind to call it a
Yeah,
draw.
hook.
It's
the
just
big,
a
the massive
lousy,
hook.
short, crummy
Well,
hook.
do
So
what
how do you
Patrick
get-
does and pivot.
Yeah.
How do you get early though? I wonder what's causing you to
don't
be
know.
so
I don't-
early. I wonder.
I don't know.
Yeah. Because I wish I once had a hook. I'd like to hit a hook once.
Well,
see
you had
what
a
it's
very
like.
notable fade.
Fade. I gotta tell you,
Is that from being late?
I think it's from not finishing. It's not finishing. It's like being too fat and not having the, not finishing out here. I think I finished like this.
Yeah, over here.
Yeah. Sergio. I hit the same ball as Sergio, just 150 yards less distance.
Right.
When I watched him play, and I said, Sergio, that's my ball right there. That's the same.
A lot of great players play fades.
Oh yeah, that's probably more popular with most of them than the other one. I gotta tell you, I miss the camaraderie, but I don't miss going out there and
getting
hauling
there.
around. And
Sergio, give me the ball. Autograph the ball for me.
you got the Martina inside.
Hey, Sergio. Venus kicked Martina's ass.
Sergio's long since he and Martina long since separated.
he's married and got a kid.
He got married. Yeah, he did. He did. I was hoping for Ricky to stay in there, that Allison Stocky might fly in to follow him around the
I
course
thought
on
he was
Sunday.
married to her.
He is.
Oh.
I thought she might fly in for the weekend if he had a chance to win.
He
but
probably called her off after Friday.
yeah, said yeah.
Don't bother.
Well, then he comes out Saturday morning. This Keith Mitchell makes 7 straight birdies, 10 through 16. Ricky makes 6 birdies in 10 holes. He's leading. He's 11 over. At one point,
On Saturday.
On one point, he went ahead. He was 1 stroke up. And then the rest of the way, he's 5 over, including hitting 3 in the drink on 18. The last 8 holes, he's 5 over. So I don't know. And he ends up, did you see, he must have ended up 60th or 55th or something.
Well, I'm going to tell you.
When it made 32,000, which is like a penny. Look down there away. You got to find the golf is that the whole golf list is not with the other stuff. Yeah, you got to find the golf page. You got to find the golf. We got a golf page in there. We got one in there. Here you go now.
There's the golf page.
Okay,
They're
now you
not
got to
there.
keep going. You got to keep going, and you got to see where the jump went. You remember the jump, right?
Yeah, I got you.
The jump.
Don't worry about it.
That's the Olympic crapola.
Yeah, I'm going to get her. Don't worry. It's not there. That's
Pretty
Olympics.
Soon, yeah,
Here you
got
go.
Golf. Okay, there it is, all the way down there.
Ricky's in the middle of the pack. He won $34,386. He was 278. The winner was 269. So he's what, 20 off the lead? No,
9 off the lead, but he was down.
I don't want to do the math.
He was down in the second half of the 72, made the cut bracket.
What was the cut? 2 under?
And Troy Merritt collapsed too. He was up there after day one.
Yeah, he was tied for lead.
He shot 64 on day one. Ricky shot 64 on day one.
Merritt, I think Merritt shot 73 or something yesterday. Not good. Not good. But hey, that was the golf course is better than I thought it was going to be. So that's what counts. Yeah, not a lot of Twins talk here today. And you know what? For good reason. Next week we'll have trades to talk about, though.
You think they're trading Barrios?
Yep.
I do too.
Because supposedly the Dodgers want him now.
And so does the Padres.
Dodgers, Padres, and Mets all want him. Dodgers got a lot of ammunition.
So do the Padres too, yeah.
The Padres just gave up part of their ammunition
That's true
for the
for
second base.
Frazier.
The Padres don't care if they have any minor leaguers left at all.
Because they want to win the
win it
division.
this year. Yeah.
Here's
I
what's
like
funny.
that attitude.
What if the Boras Giants, with that rotten team, end up finishing ahead of one of those
Well, that's
teams?
what I was just
They're
going to say.
terrible.
Not only
They're
that, but
terrible.
of those 3 teams, one of them's not going to make the postseason.
Yeah, that's right. Lamont Wade is the best player they got. You know.
Is he really?
No, but he's been playing good for him. He got sent back for a while, but he plays first or the outfield, leads off, always gets a walk. You know, he's 1 for 3 usually with a walk.
So you're reminding me of what I was going to ask you. You know, we're worried about Buxton's, health, rightfully so. Are we going to have to start worrying about that with Kirilloff?
I wouldn't worry about him much, but how about a Rise? He's been on the DL 3 times this year now.
Yeah.
San
DL.
Diego's 5.5 out.
What?
San Diego's 5.5 behind the Giants.
Giants are still first, right?
Yeah.
Game
2-game lead over the Dodgers.
Joey, their lineup is it's incredible.
Well, how are they doing it?
I don't know. Pitching. Good pitching.
Pitching, and Buster Posey's having a good year.
Their pitching's probably second in the league, and I think last I looked, we were 28th. So last year 4th, this year 28th.
That'll result in some bad
I
baseball.
wonder if little Wes is in trouble.
Yeah, he might be.
Wes has cost him a lot of money buying crap,
What do you mean?
analytical.
Really?
The plate to put in the mound to see what your force is, the X-ray machine to see your skeletal works and all that. Millions. He's cost him millions for high-tech analytics. And then we find out all his spin rate crap was based on super glue. It wasn't
Spider
analytics.
tack.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was basically on stuff you put bricks together.
How would have Calvin handled him being asked to pay for an X-ray machine at the ballpark?
Somebody told me a story today that Kenny Staples went in and he called up Calvin, and he was waiting in Calvin's office. He wanted a raise to manage St. Cloud. Mm-hmm. And so Calvin calls his secretary and says, "What's he want?" And she says, "He wants to talk to you about having a raise at St. Cloud." So he came in, and and Calvin reached in a drawer and pulled out a release and said, "Here, sign this, and you can be a free agent. We don't have any contract with." So he handed him. Kenny was probably making $300 a week or something up there, just handed him his release. So
Wow.
So, a little different dollars. So, Joe, somehow the wife got involved in a neighborhood party,
Yeah.
throwing a neighborhood party Tuesday. I was not in on the negotiations.
Right.
And at last report, we're in the 30s. Mm-hmm. And it's in our backyard.
Tonight?
Tomorrow night.
Yeah.
There's
Hottest night of the year.
Is tomorrow going to be 97?
I thought it's gonna be right
I
around
thought
there.
Wednesday was
Oh,
90.
Wednesday.
Well, they're both going to be. It's both going to
Yeah.
be
Well, I'll
steamers.
tell you, tomorrow's going to be.
I thought it was 90.
Tomorrow, 93.
Ooh, okay.
Wednesday, 99.
Well, I'm I got a hunch there's going to be some tasks assigned to me tomorrow morning.
Oh,
I'm going to have
absolutely.
tasks.
Yeah.
I don't like tasks.
This is going to be an important couple of hours in the game of flaws. How you
a
negotiate.
task. I'm not big on tasks. I don't like tasks.
No, it's a burden, isn't it?
I don't like tasks. No, I mean,
This is a swimming party?
No. This is, if somebody wants to bring the kids and throw them in the pool, that's fine. But no, it's just a neighborhood. Last time we had one, we had our new neighbors next door who'd been there like a year. And then we had one kind of for them. And about 30 people showed up. And they knew more neighbors than I did who'd been there since 1988.
Is the guy you borrowed the hatchet from, is he going to be there?
No, but he's left. He's
gone.
He left.
So that tool is no longer available
By the
to
way,
You no longer have a guy.
we had pretty much a crime-free neighborhood.
you.
But Owen next door is going to be 2 in a month or so. And he's become very mobile, very sportsy. And they found a basket where you could kind of set it on a stand. So they had it sitting in the side of their driveway, this little basket.
For shooting
Like
buckets?
3 feet.
Yeah.
And a little ball, and
Yeah.
Owen could come out and throw his ball at the basket. Somebody stole it.
Really?
You're kidding.
Somebody drove by and stole it. They stole Owen's basket.
That's a crime rate.
That is. That's worse than some of the shootings that take place in the neighborhoods. It's worse than an occasional drive-by.
All right, let's go outside.
You know what's going to happen, Joe? is
Owen having his basket stolen.
people are going to run by the Royce estate, and
Where's the party?
you're going to have people showing up all over.
There was a time when we could have invited Sid. He was almost in the neighborhood. Almost in the neighborhood. But I wonder, we're not going to have to do big remembrances on the first anniversary of his birthday, of his death, are we? Sid?
I think so.
Yeah, probably.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Hey, this was
Take care.
This was brief, disjointed, but it's finished. Goodbye.
Hey, GLers, it's Reavers here once again for Mr. Money Talk, Josh Arnold. And as you've been hearing over the course of the last couple of months, Josh asks you one simple question, and that's always, do you know what you own? You see, Josh's clients, they always know what they own, and Josh has found that most people that he meets with every single day, well, they don't. They absolutely have no idea. Josh has also seen retirement portfolios that have a big percentage in bonds, and there are real instances of people paying more in commissions and fees than they can possibly make on the rate of return that those bonds currently yield. So Josh begs of you, know what you own. And you'll hear from Mr. Money Talk later today here in Garage Logic to give you a specialized report on the goings-on in the market today. Trust is often overused, and it's even harder to find. Please, you can take it from me that you can trust Josh. So give him a call today for that free 48-minute financial consultation, and you do so by calling 952-925-5608. Once again, that's 952-925-5608 for Mr. Money Talk, Josh Arnold.
This is Ricey for the Canopy Group. As you set out to explore Minnesota this summer, think about this. There are 234 cities in Minnesota with populations over 2,500. The Canopy Group has clients in all but 7 of those. Why is this fact important? Because the Canopy Group's experience in all of these Minnesota cities gives them a unique edge in getting you the best home and auto insurance coverage at the best price. Remember, the Canopy Group offers 15 insurance companies for a reason: to match your specific situation, including zip code, with the best insurance company for you. This is done every year because your situation may change. It is also true that the insurance company's appetites might change as well. This experience working throughout Minnesota provides thousands of Canopy Group clients the peace of mind knowing the Canopy Group is working for them. please visit thecanopygroup.com. EcoFun has e-bikes in stock. And why is that important? Because every other bike retailer is out of stock and will not be getting new e-bikes until December or January. You can't even get one for Christmas from them. The weather is warming up, so if you are in the market for an e-bike, scooter, or ATV, go to EcoFun right now. EcoFun Motorsports in Forest Lake. Talk with Tim Bloom, the owner of EcoFun Motorsports in Forest Lake. Tim and his family will help you select the e-bike that is right for you, and they will deliver it to your front door in the metro area. Right now, EcoFun has Bentelli e-bikes and Yamaha Motor Assist bikes in stock. EcoFun also carries the full line of Yamaha scooters, motorcycles, and a wide variety of Yamaha ATVs, including ATVs for kids. Check out EcoFun Motorsports in Forest Lake and online at ecofunmotorsports.com and tell Tim that old bicycler Patrick Racy sent you.
Apollo Heating and Air.
If you need to replace, Apollo is the place. Schedule your appointment with Apollo today, and you can have a new air conditioner for as low as $45 a month. Think you need a new home comfort system? No problem. You can have one from Apollo for as low as $84 a month. Let the professionals at Apollo keep your home cool and comfortable all season long. Visit callapollo.com to schedule your appointment today.
Callapollo.com. Online, callapollo.com.
Streaming only on Peacock, a new original comedy.
Me in a punk band?
We Are Lady Parts.
A confused mix of hash anthems and sour girl power.
He puked all over the front row.
Ew.
We Are Lady Parts. All episodes streaming now, only on Peacock.
Grab a 30-day free trial of Live by Live Plus, and you'll get unlimited skips, commercial-free music, and all of the podcasts and live streaming events you can handle. Visit livexlive.com/podcast1 to learn more and start your free trial.